Okay, what's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to a Thursday edition of Morning Scone, presented by Brock, Badgers Orthopedic Clinic, Hudco Roofing, HudcoRoofing.com, Restored Motions, RestoredMotions.com, and ProCharge, ProChargeEV.com. Okay. What's good, peeps? Hope your morning is off to a magnificent start. I have a really fun day ahead. I will not be on AFR today because after I drop off Drew at school, I am going to Houston for Guns N' Roses. Welcome to the jungle. We got fun and games. We got everything you want. We know the name. Anyway, pretty fired up about it. So, my buddy Ski, who lives in Austin, who's, great friend, best friend, stood in my wedding, all that stuff. He's Dr. Ski, Batansky, Frank Anthony Batansky III, aka Ski. Ski lives in Austin, and so we're going to meet. He's the biggest Guns N' Roses fan in the world, so we're going to meet in Houston and go to the show tonight. So the show is at Minute Maid. I'm pretty excited about it. So, I'll drop off Drew, and then I'm heading over to Houston, and gonna have a day, man. I think this is the first time. I was trying to think about this yesterday. I think this is the first time that I will have taken a day off during football season for something other than Drew, like bringing Drew to doctor's appointments or something like that. I think it's going to be the first time ever. There's bound to have been one somewhere along the way otherwise, but not that I remember. So anyway, fired up for it. Okay, y'all, let's get rolling. Let me know what you got. Fire away questions. We got updated Heisman odds. Jayden Daniels, who, of course, after the Florida State loss, saw his odds kind of plummet. He's all the way back up to now having the 6th best odds to win the Heisman. So the really interesting thing is Michael Penix has overtaken Caleb Williams for having the best odds. So you got Penix, then Caleb Williams, Quinn Ewers from Texas, Bo Nix is 4th, then Jordan Travis, then Jayden Daniels. So Daniels has the 6th best odds. He's ahead of Sam Hartman, Dylan Gabriel, Colin McCord, Tyler Van Dyke from Miami. So Jayden keeps kind of climbing back up there, man. Go take care. Obviously, got to win. He needs to keep having a great season. Has to win, but put himself in position. And then the other thing we got there is the first Saints injury report for the week, Jimmy Graham and Ryan Ramczyk got a rest day. They've been getting a rest day, so on Wednesdays. They just don't practice on Wednesdays, just a veteran rest day. Concerning that Foster Moreau didn't practice with the ankle injury. We knew Derek Carr obviously wouldn't practice. Cesar Ruiz still out with the concussion. It's hard to imagine he plays this week. Paulson Adebo still out with the hamstring injury. That just takes time. But the new one is Jordan Howden, the rookie safety from Minnesota, who started this past week with Marcus May suspended. And Howden missed practice with a finger injury. Now, it's hard to imagine you'd miss a game with a finger injury, but if you did something where you had to go to the hospital or whatever, if it was dislocation or a break or stitches or whatever, I remember like the one, I was so lucky. I didn't have like a long distinguished playing career, but the only real injury I ever had was in before my senior year at Catholic. It was our first day of full pads practice. First day of full pads. And we're doing, team drills, offense against defense, and I played right guard. And I was just jam blocking, right? Like you're pass blocking, you're in your seat, you're pass blocking, and I go back to the huddle. I'm like, God, my hand hurts. And I look down, and this finger was pointed that way, like this. And I was like, ugh. So I told Coach Dale Weiner, I was like, Coach, and I held up my hand. He's like, that's a sick deal. Get out of here. So, went over to some urgent care or whatever, and they had to like reset it and place it and all, and probably took me a week, to get back to where, I was practicing, but to do like full contact stuff. But that was offensive line where you use your hand. You're a safety, wrap that thing up and go. That's what I did the whole season. I just wrapped it up. I had a custom made brace for my finger that I would just pad, and did the best you could. So anyway, I point all that to say, Jordan Howden should play this weekend. I would be very surprised if he didn't. Okay. Joey Vincent, good morning. Ryan Slayton, good morning. Can you explain your prep for AFR? Sure. So it's altered over the years, but my general rule is that for every hour I'm on air, I want to prep for 2. So for a 3-hour show, I think I should prep for 6 hours, which means I should start my day around 9 a.m. Now, I would also say the caveat is, as the years go along, there are other things that you get comfortable doing. And then I've got, Musso's been with me long enough now to where I've been able to hand off some responsibilities to him. For example, I've always thought producers should book guests. And so that's another ball in the air that you always have to manage. So I've kind of passed that on to Musso now to work together on it. But, he's gotten to the point where I trust him, and, we talk about things we want to do, and I'm just like, here. But I'll run through, to explain how I do prep, is I have like a dozen or so, websites that I'll roll through. If it's ESPN, Yahoo, I think Pro Football Talk, their rumor mill does a really good job with all the NFL headlines throughout the day. Just stuff like that. And I'll roll through those, and I'll, if there's anything I think I might be interested in talking about, I'll print it. I'll print. I just print. So then I have a stack of stories, and I'll organize them like LSU, Saints, SEC, college football. I'll just organize them that way. And then I'll go through and I'll think about, okay, what's my take on this? What are my talking points? I'll do my research, whatever. I'll make my notes, and so then I have an idea of what angle I want to go with those topics, and then I structure my show. I get my show rundown. I don't look at it like a 3-hour show. I look at it like 10 to 12 minute talk segments. So really it's like, can I find 12 things to talk about over the course of a day? And then if you think like, for example, okay, well, every day I know I have around the SEC, I have Tigers and the Pros, and I have Otter Locks. That's 3 segments. On a day like today, on Thursday, I got Mike Triplett, I got Fantasy Blitz, we have our LSU opposing media segment, and we usually have Ryan Clark today as well. So that's 7. So really, I need 5 segments. So I need 5 talk topics, really, in today that I would discuss. So that's kind of how I do it. Weston Weaver, Tim Gotro, Dalton Barnett, good morning. Brad David, good morning. I need to lose weight and was considering trying CrossFit. But now I'm having second thoughts after you said it was overrated. My point, Brad, and respect to everyone who does that and is in great shape, and also my point with CrossFit, we did overrated, underrated yesterday. My point is that people, like I've talked to orthopedists, like people get seriously hurt doing CrossFit. It's a very high intensity workout that most human beings don't need to put that stress on their body. Like things like yoga and Pilates or cycling, like low impact stuff walking is so much better for you. I mean, if you're not training to be an elite athlete, you don't need to do stuff like that. That's high impact, high intensity. Jesse Brown, good morning, Matt. Color Rush on Sunday. Thank God. I love the Color Rush. Are they wearing the black helmets though? I hope not. I mean, the black helmets with the Color Rush is like throwing a slop of paint on the Mona Lisa, just no bueno. I didn't see, did they announce the uniforms? I didn't see it on Twitter anyway. Oh, there we go. What we got? No, I don't see it. Anyway, Spurge, what's up? Ransom Antoine, good morning. I saved the Traquan segment for when I get sad. If you missed it on AFR on Wednesday, we did open the show with my farewell to Traquan. So, and I feel like I have to throw this out there in all seriousness. Like, I wish nothing but good things for the human being. It's just been a long, ongoing bit on the show about Traquan, and I had to do something fun on the way out. But I wish him well. I don't know if y'all saw, but yesterday evening, a report broke that Traquan Smith is going to work out in Denver. Which, if you were listening to the AFR on Thursday, I jokingly but seriously said, you know where he's going. He's going to Denver. I mean, because a team that gives up 70, you know what they need? A blocking wide receiver. So sure enough, Sean Payton is bringing Traquan to Denver for a workout. Kelly Gross, good morning. Ron Richie, good morning from Vegas. Okay, Brant Roban. Was it more LSU or their opponents why you saw a struggle against Arkansas and success at Mississippi State? Which team do you think will show up against Ole Miss? Well, Brant, so there were two very different games. I thought Dan Enos called a great game for Arkansas, and it was a lot of LSU's failure in zone coverage, why Arkansas continued to hit big plays. So hat tip Dan Enos, and need LSU's... Choose back high speed, sorry. One second. Sorry about that. Right. My apologies. Lil Cormier, Vernell Thomas, Sean Payton didn't waste no time going to Traquan. Some things are just too obvious. Jeff McKithen, Tony Williams, Jerry DeLucky, good morning, y'all. Brant Roban, hope for your sake, Guns N' Roses. Set list is better for you than it was in Knoxville 2 weeks ago. Still fun. They played several songs. What was that? Not many people knew, and the vibe wasn't as electric as 2017. They did play a Velvet Revolver song, which is cool. I've been catching the set list. I know, look, they've got a new song out, which I think is pretty cool. And I do understand they are playing some of their newer stuff as well. So I've been watching the set list, but I'm excited about it, man. Look, I've never seen GNR, so obviously I'd had the opportunity to see him in the '90s. That would have been friggin' amazing. But I'll take it now. You know, to be able to go at this point in my life, me and my best friend, to who's the biggest Guns N' Roses fan in the history of mankind. You know what else? I need to share this today. So I will. I don't have a hard copy of this picture, but so you mentioned Velvet Revolver. So for those just joining, I'm going to Houston today to watch Guns N' Roses, so I won't be on AFR today. Musso's going to host. My buddy, who's like the biggest GNR fan ever, got tickets like the day they went on sale back in the spring. It was like, you want to go? I was like, heck yeah. So I put in for the day off, and I was like, I'm taking this day. So I'm dropping off Drew at school. I'm driving to Houston. So I think this was 03 or 04, I was working at Rock 93.7, and Voodoo Fest in New Orleans, Velvet Revolver was playing Voodoo Fest. So for those who don't know, Velvet Revolver was the band members from Guns N' Roses. So Slash, Duff, Matt, and Scott Weiland from STP was the front man. So it was a weird time in music where you had these like collabs of these great bands from the 90s. Like Alter Bridge was the guys from Creed that had a different lead singer. Chris Cornell and the guys from Rage Against the Machine collabed for Audio Slave. So anyway, so it was in New Orleans. Way long story now. So Rock 93.7 was obviously sponsoring the show. We were there, we were backstage, all that stuff. And so my buddy Ski, oddly same guy, brought him down there with me. So we're backstage, whatever, doing the DJ thing. And a trailer opens, door opens, and there's Slash. And this is like Ski's, my buddy's icon, like his hero icon, like guitar player, everything. And Slash is just walking down the steps of the trailer and going like toward the food tent to go get something to eat. And I was like, bro, go, what are you doing? So anyway, and he totally freezes. So I'm like, Slash, can we get a picture? And so it's super nice. He's like, yeah, come on, guys. So we stop, and we get this picture, and it's Slash with the arm over shoulder. So it's like Ski and me and Slash with his arms over our shoulders. The funniest thing is, Slash has a box of rolling papers in his hands. Like, anyway, so I have the picture on my phone, so I'll have to tweet it or share it on social today. So anyway, Todd Harris, good morning. Vernell Thomas, really want to see Jameis Winston play this weekend. Well, he's going to play. I can't imagine Derek Carr playing. So anyway, yeah, I think Jameis will start. I think he'll do fine, man. Perkins for Heisman, good morning, Matt. I haven't been paying much attention to crypto in a minute. Did you see where Ben Armstrong was ousted from Hit Network and has now been arrested for stalking a former coworker? I did see that, and I've kind of been following it a little bit, so it seems like there's always two sides to every story. He claims he's been there was essentially a coup to force him out. And there's lots of lawsuits and stuff like that, which sucks. I never want to see any of that stuff. But the other night he was live streaming from the street in front of someone's house who was apparently accusing him, and they called the cops and said they arrested him. Jamunison, good morning, Matt. Let's get 2 dubs this weekend for LA. Let's do it, man. I'm down. Oh, real quick, y'all. I have the Hudco Google review link pinned in the chat again today. Thank you very much. We've gotten like 35 reviews in the last couple of days. So to everyone who's done that, thank you. I'll just very quickly explain again. We've got 2 physical offices, Bossier and Baton Rouge, and both, as far as Google reviews and SEO, had always been under the same, it was the same Google review. Well, for some reason, a few weeks back, Google split them. I have no idea why, but so basically the Baton Rouge office went to like 0 Google reviews, which is awful for SEO purposes. And also I just asked if you could just take a quick second and click that link that I have pinned in the chat and just leave a 5-star Google review. It will take you literally less than 60 seconds. Probably less than 30 seconds. So, but sincerely, thank you to everyone who has done that. Like, it's a I very much appreciate it. It's a big deal. So anyway, okay. Ryan Slayton, Scone, Stradamus, and GNR. I'm excited about it, man. Matt Plavidal, good morning. All good with the root canal. Out in less than an hour. Good. Next week, go back to the dentist for a crown. The following week is vacation. Good, man. Get a little downtime. Cody Kibido, good morning. Is the struggles in LSU secondary more of a sign of the mass exodus from the secondary? You lost so much it was going to take a few years to restock the shelves. That's a big part of it, Cody. And I'll say, and in restocking the shelves the way you've done in the portal and with young guys, what was evident against Florida State is you can't play a lot of man coverage, right? You just don't have good enough cornerbacks to go play man coverage against great receivers. So LSU has to play a lot of zone, and against Arkansas, you had a lot of busts in the zone. I know we talked a lot about like Denver Harris early on, right? Like, and Brian Kelly even said it. That's why it was like all he's ever done is play press coverage. Well, if he's pressing you getting off the bus, which was Brian Kelly's words, and you have to run a lot of zone, well, if he's never played zone and doesn't understand how to play zone concepts, that's a problem. So anyway, but hopefully they get back there sooner than later. Cajun Country, I'm not begrudging a veteran getting a rest day, but that O-line seems like they need all the practice they can get. I don't disagree. I'm talking about Ryan Ramczyk. But he's had the veteran rest day certainly all of last year. It might be for the last 3 years or so on Wednesday. Brad David, is Musso going to host the show today? Yes, he is. So Musso hosts today while I'm gone. But I'll be back Friday. So, I'm going to the show. I'll crash in Houston tonight, and then I'll just wake up early tomorrow, drive back, and do the show tomorrow afternoon. Leon Williams, Jonathan, good morning. Andy Whitaker, all we've heard is Mason Smith is a game wrecker. Why isn't he wrecking games? I think so. Andy, I was having this conversation with, let's just say, someone else who you all would know a couple days ago. And there's a couple things that are pretty obvious. I mean, yes, there's the Mason getting back in game shape thing, which is part of being away for a while. But he also suffered 2 injuries in fall camp. One of them was an ankle injury, which pretty significantly limited him. I mean, I don't know if you remember, but like the last 2 weeks of fall camp, he didn't do any team drills. That still coming back from the knee. I don't think I think it's very clear he's not 100%. So, you asked about should Jefferson start in his place. I think it's less about starting and more about who's playing more reps. Like, I genuinely don't care who takes the first rep, who's listed as a starter. It's more, how the rotation goes, who has more reps, meaningful reps, different stuff like that. Jason H. Morning, Matt, what kicks you going with today? I got my all whites on today, my all white G Nikes. So for the concert tonight, I have white G Nikes with the red swoosh. That's what I guess I'm going to go with. Guys, I was literally thinking about this earlier. I'm like, what do I, as a 41-year-old man, wear to the Guns N' Roses concert? Like my uniform that y'all see every day is like jeans, sneakers, button-up polos, rolled sleeves, like button-up collar shirt, rolled sleeves. Like, I'm not wearing that to Guns N' Roses. So what do I wear to a GNR concert? I don't know. Taylor Hudson, good morning. Happy Friday Eve. One step closer to game day. Can't believe we are already a third of the way through the regular season. Happens all the time, Taylor. You blink and the season's halfway over. Janet just finished Walk It Off documentary. Wow. Is that the Walk It Off? Is that the Warren Morris documentary that SEC Network did? They did a really good job with that. Wendell Norman, good morning. Eric Wilderrider, good morning. Been listening to AFR for a long time. Yesterday's show open was by far the greatest of all time. Thank you. We had fun with it. Zachary Snyder, good morning. Antron Hemingway, Gregory Gordy, Nick L., good morning from Rhode Island. Neither a road nor an island. Discuss. Is Judkins available for Ole Miss? And do you think Saints should be starting Pete? Judkins is available, yes. Their offensive line has just been very bad. They've been unable to run the ball. Should the Saints start Andrews Pete? I think they're going to have to because Cesar Ruiz is out with a concussion, so I think Hurst stays at right guard and Pete stays at left guard. Stewart off the bench thumbnail looks like your two long-lost brothers. Yeah, they took my staff. Danny Cardenas did that when he was here. They took my staff photo and superimposed. He edited their faces on my staff photo. Tiger Diver, good morning. Gregory Gordy, large group of us are going up to Oxford. Probably watch Whiskey and Wine after. How do you send a pic of us watching? How do we send you a pic of us watching? Tweet me, man, at Matt Moscona, or Instagram. Best way to do it. Mike Hardyall, why have the Saints struggled over the years with first-round picks? I think the Saints have actually hit on a lot of first-round picks. You mentioned Jordan and Olave, but on top of that, Michael Thomas was a first-round pick. No, he was a second-round pick. Ryan Ramczyk was a first-round pick who they nailed. Brandon Cooks was a first-round pick. He was a really good player. Just for whatever reason, contractually didn't work out. They moved on. I think sometimes it just goes to show you the uncertainty of the draft and how tough it is. But yes, I mean, guys like Peyton Turner, Marcus Davenport, when he played, was really good. He was just battled injuries. So... Get it? Oh, shit. Shoot. Got it. All right, y'all. It's 8:01. I got to get going. Thank y'all so much for watching. YouTube, please smash that like button, subscribe to the channel. Facebook, please like the Matt Moscona page. Brandon said get a Guns N' Roses shirt from the merch stand. You don't wear the concert t-shirt to the concert. I know you're joking. But y'all, if you would, again, thank you to everyone who has taken a quick second to hit that Google review. I'd really appreciate it if you do it again. So Facebook and on YouTube, the pinned comment there is the HUDCO Google review. If you just click that and hit like reviews, 5-star, submit, that would be awesome. I appreciate it so much. Y'all have an awesome day. Peace.